Brandy Nelson with Century 21 Signature Real Estate and the Brandy Nelson Real Estate team. Well, we're getting there. We are on video number 9 of 10 of our listing video series. We're definitely getting into the more technical side of the listing process. Hopefully you've taken some really good notes. Feel free to watch those videos over and over again. As I've said in every video, if you have questions or if you need anything, please reach out to us. It is what I do for a living, full-time, and I love my job. So that said, let's dive into, you're going to need a lot of information and some items when you are ready to list your house. These items can make your process go a lot easier and faster, and make it a lot better on your agent. So one thing, you're for sure going to need your abstract. Iowa is one of the last states in the country that still has physical abstracts. That abstract has a history of your property, clear back to the 1900s, sometimes before. Of each owner, anytime there's been a lien against the property, if there's been any court action that's involved the property, divorces, sometimes there's been lawsuits, that type of stuff. That is all found and kept track of in your abstract. That abstract, as soon as you accept an offer on your property, that physical abstract goes to the buyer's attorney, which a lot of times is picked by their lender, for a title opinion. So that attorney will actually read through there. They make sure that there aren't any times when the property has transferred from one buyer to the next and it wasn't done correctly or recorded correctly. They also check for any liens against the property, if there's any money or taxes or child support or divorces, lawsuits, bad debts that are against the property that that a new buyer doesn't want to have to pay for those items. We commonly see divorces and child support. Sometimes it's a simple affidavit that says the child support is paid in full or is current. That the buyer or seller is not behind on those payments. Divorces, a lot of times, it might have been, they got divorced and one spouse or the other kept the property. Do we have to have the ex-spouse sign? Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. There's just a whole lot of legality, and almost all of that comes through the abstract and title opinion process. So you need to find your abstract. Those abstracts are very expensive. They can be anywhere from $800 to $2,500 to recreate if you have lost it. Hopefully you have not lost it. Hopefully it's somewhere safe, and we will need that. I start asking for them right at the listing table. If you have it, give it to me then. I will put it in a safe place and get it to the abstractor. That way we have it. There's no time lag, because that is when we get into the busy times of year. The attorneys and the abstractors, the people who actually create the pages and update the abstract, they're the ones that kind of bottleneck our process and can get behind. So if we can get that abstract to them right away in the beginning of the process, we've got a lot better chance of closing on time. Utility averages. Buyers commonly will ask what your average utilities run. If you can at least get me the average amounts on your utilities so that I can put those in the listing, that is awesome. If you can provide a couple months copies of the last few months of those utility bills so that buyers can see them. We usually try to do a 1 year or 2 year average. Obviously in Iowa we have high temps and low temps and some changes, so an average is usually a pretty good thing. But gas, electric, trash, water, sewer, all internet, all that kind of good stuff. The more information that you can provide to a buyer, the better. You know, if they're looking at two houses that they really like and one owner can provide utility averages and names and numbers to those companies, that's a huge thing for a buyer. It's a comfort level. It shows that the sellers are being proactive and trying to help the sale. Unbelievably, it can help if a buyer is in a position where they have to choose between a couple properties. List of updates. This is huge. When I come look at your property to do the market analysis and to meet you, I will write down some of the things that you say. You know, oh, you know, a new furnace in 97. I'll write down those things, but if you can provide me a list of all those things that you've done, I can put that on the MLS with the listing for your property. It's huge. I look at them when I'm working with a buyer and I see a property that has that big long list. That shows me that seller has some pride in their property. They've kept track of those things, and it's also just a good reminder of what has been done. You know, roofs, appliances, siding, windows, carpet, any of those updates that you've done to a home, plumbing, anything that you can think of, new landscaping, new garage, new shed, fence, all that kind of good stuff. Just make a big long list and provide that to your agent so that they can put that information. Sometimes some of that information we'll put right in the description of your property. Sometimes it's an attachment to the listing so that buyers can see that. Mortgage information. We will need to know your mortgage company, the account number, and their phone number. That goes for your first mortgage, if you have a second mortgage, or if you have a home equity loan. We need the information for all of those. We have to have those. We will require a signature on a form with that information. That way your lender or lenders will provide us the payoff information so that when we accept an offer on your property, they will get us a form that shows exactly what the payoff amount is, and we can start figuring your estimate of proceeds. We can get that dialed in and get you a really good number, and we know how much money to send them so that they will release the loans against the property. Extra keys and access to the property. If you access your home or want the buyer/agent to access your home, say through a front door, and they're going to use a key, have 2 to 3 spare keys made and available for your agent. One is going to go in the lockbox. If you hire an agent who is on multiple listing services. So for example, I am a member of the Ames multiple listing service and the Des Moines multiple listing service. So technically we'll have 2 lock boxes, so I need 2 keys. And then that third key I like to hold on to as a spare. People are people, we're all human. And I've seen times when, you know, an agent will get the key out of the lockbox, they unlock the door, and then, you know, put the key in their pocket and don't really think about it, shut the door up, and they drive off to their next appointment. Crap. Well, there's another agent coming in right behind them. Or, you know, keys get dropped and they get dropped in the snow. Trust me, we try extremely hard not to ever have these problems. I'm just being extremely proactive in saying, make me an extra key. It's also a good thing, you know, if I need to run over there and let an inspector in, type of thing. A lot of times I'll just grab the key from my office, not have to mess with the lockbox when I get there. So you want to have 2 to 3 extra keys available for your agent. if you don't use a key, say you use a coded box, say a coded opener on your garage door, and let people in from there. I always tell people, it's kind of a good idea to maybe not use your normal code, change it up. If especially, again, we're all human. If you use that code for anything else in your life, you might want to change that code up just for the time that you have your property listed. But yeah, we just need that information on how to get into the house. So this is the gathering information stage, gathering information and stuff to have ready. Need your abstract, a list of your utility averages, a list of updates. Excuse me, guys. Your mortgage information, that's your first mortgage, second mortgage, home equity loan, any of those, any and all. We need the phone number, account number, and name for all of those, and then extra keys or how we're going to access your house. That's kind of the gathering information stage. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know, but that's pretty much what we ask for and expect from every one of our sellers. And tomorrow I will be back at you with the last video in our 10-step listing process. If there's anything you need, let me know. Have a great day.